Hi, I'm Amy Nielson. I'm a clinical mental health counselor, and I'm here to do your mental health nugget for this month of October. Here in Cedar City, where I live, we just got a huge jump of snow yesterday, and it was gorgeous to watch. But at the same time, it reminds me, obviously, like this is that sign that winter is here. It's like this Mother Nature just said, here it is, and we're going to send it to you all in one day, actually, is how it hit us. But I've been watching over the last month, and as I've been working with my clients, observing some anxieties going up because we're starting to head into the winter months. And a lot of people really begin to struggle in these darker months of the year. Obviously, some of that depends on where you live. But in the area where I live, obviously, our days get a lot shorter. And so we're having less exposure to the sunlight. Also, just the cooler weather restricts us from being outside as often. And sometimes there's just heavier things that happen through the winter months. Holidays are not always wonderful and exciting for everybody. And sometimes there's actually even a lot of trauma related to some people for some people to various holidays and things like that. And so a lot of different factors can affect mood and anxiety through the winter months. So I thought this would be a great month to explain a couple of these little concepts here and then connect everybody to the value and the benefit of record keeping, journaling, looking back through our family pictures and different things like that that can actually help lift your mood through these winter months. Um, so the concepts here, obviously, with lower light, lesser light, our bodies are not triggered to be as energetic and active. Okay, remember that we have an animal part of our brain and it functions like most animals, and a lot of animals go into hibernation even during the winter, right? And our bodies kind of want to go into hibernation during the winter. I know I love to watch the snow yesterday, but I didn't want to be out in the snow. A good warm, snuggly blanket and a couch would have been way more comfy for me for sure. So I totally want to hibernate in the winter. And there is physical stuff that happens in our body that kind of tugs us in that direction as well. So that's going to cause some mood to come down. We tend to do our vacations and fun things through the summer months. And so we're active, we're distracted, we're doing things, we're having exciting moments, we're having connective times with our families. And that makes some of those months just easier. We're planning, we're organizing and engaging those things. And as we plan and organize, we're thinking about those activities and getting excited about it. And those pictures in our head are actually shifting our mood. So this is the main part of the concept I want to make sure everybody takes out of today is what you put in front of you, what we see and engage is going to emotionally impact us, right? We watch a movie, there's lots of emotion in the movie, we feel that emotion. If it's exciting and action, we get stressed and tensed and we're in there with the action characters. If we are, somebody's having a dramatic sobbing moment, you might bring a tear to your eye. Okay, the same concept can happen with your looking at your own pictures. Okay, our brain associates what we're seeing in front of us with emotion. It puts those two pieces together. So our brain sees something, our body has emotional reaction to it. So what you put in front of you can also on purpose change what emotions you're experiencing. So if you find in the winter months you struggle more, maybe you have lower mood or just feel more off during those months, then the challenge here is to on purpose place things in front of you that you're looking at, seeing, and engaging, even if it's not like in person, but looking at the pictures or reading stories, we can reconnect to the emotions of those experiences. So I'm going to show you a picture here that is a fun little family at the beach. And I just want you to take a moment. I want you to look at those faces and then just breathe that in. Breathe in the beach, the ocean, and look at that mom's face and those sweet kid faces. And notice the emotional reaction your body starts to get just even looking at those smiles. Okay, and I get maybe this doesn't work 100% for everyone, but I can tell you when I look at these, immediately my eyes are seeing the smiles and the lightness in their eyes, and my body is like literally lifting, wanting to join that joy, getting a little feel for that. So looking back, so this is, one of our sweet lady's family pictures. She could put this in front of her through the winter. She's looking back through her genealogy pictures, her scrapbooking. Maybe she did a book off of her family vacation, or maybe she's just got pictures loaded in her computer. But if you've taken some moments even and just laid those out, then you go into those pictures during these winter months and let your body reconnect to the experience of that fun beach vacation. Now, of course, if you have the finances and ability, or maybe you live in this area, you can just go out to the beach and have a beach vacation. I totally tell myself this, and as well as my clients, that if you can afford it, winter, if you're a low winter person, that is the time to plan your beach vacation. Go do that in January, February, so it'll help lift you. Because even the planning, like taking the steps of planning when you're looking at the pictures of where you want to go. So I know we have another picture. It's kind of like a palm trees beach picture. I mean, to bring that up. When you're looking to plan your beach vacations, you're going to see pictures like this. When our minds see those palm trees and that beach and that ocean and go, oh, I want to be there. Oh, I can just even feel sensations of relaxation while I'm looking at this photograph. You can engage those. And if you're planning the trip, you're going to be looking at pictures like that. If you're not planning a trip, that's fine. We don't all have the finances to be able to do that. Heaven knows I don't. And so we can still engage looking through experiences we have had, or even looking through stories and experiences of friends and ancestors. My family grew up in, some of my family on my mom's side spent a lot of time in California. And I have memories, vague memories from when I'm little, of spending time with my great grandfather there. And he lived in an area where there was a lot of orchards, lemon trees and orange trees and things like that. And my mom would share some stories of how he would make fresh lemon juice and mix it with grape juice. And it is now my like tender favorite drink in the world, is grape juice mixed with lemonade. But just even this moment as I'm recalling those memories, and then looking at pictures from my great grandfather's farm, like the area that he was in with his home, and going through and reading some of his stories and things he engaged in, as well as my mom engaged with him. My body is also now reconnecting to their memories and being able to go, oh, what was that experience like? We can open our heart up to what it would be like to wander through those orange groves and pick fresh oranges or fresh lemons and go and squeeze that juice and just have that pungent, bright flavor coming from that moment. And that's coming not from my experiences, but experiences that I've read and heard from my mom and her grandfather. So anything that you have that you could go during these months, it's a great time. Go and start scanning through your family's journals, your family's pictures. Get in and look at your pictures. Scrapbook your summer vacations while you're doing the scrapbooking, or if you're not a scrapbooker, that's fine. Even just setting the pictures up and revisiting the pictures of this year's family vacations. You're exposing your eyes to the light. You're exposing your eyes to the smiling faces, the positive emotions that we connect to when we're looking at those pictures of positive emotion experience. And that exposure will shift your energy in your body. So there's your challenge. I want each of you to go and try just exposing yourself to some of these pictures. Notice how it makes your body feel, and then dig in and find the ones that really lift you, calm you, soothe you, whatever it is that you're looking for that you need to feed in your body there. And that is my nugget for today. Let's open to questions and answers if we have any today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy.
You're welcome.
That was great. So I was diagnosed with SADS, which I'm sure lots of people are in the winter. So seasonal depression, basically.
Yeah.
And so these are great tips for someone like me who is looking for ways to connect and feel not depressed, happy. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's a real thing, right? SADS is seasonal affect disorder. Okay. So just meaning the seasons affect the mood of the person. Okay. And every human being actually has this to some extent. Like the world doesn't revolve without affecting us.
Yeah.
It really
Yes.
doesn't. So if we all actually thought about it, we all have some effect. Now, some people really enjoy the winter months and they really light up. I know we had a picture of like a family skiing, and there was yeah,
Yes.
I mean, look at that. And skiing is so fun and so exciting. And so some people who, if you're really into winter sports, that energy is going to go up and get exciting. So, but you can even look at those kinds of things, right? As in the winter, what does winter do for me? Oh, I love skiing and I can't get out there every day, but I'm going to bring up these
No.
pictures where we've been smiling and active and
Yeah,
fun.
I see. I've got this one of my kids sledding.
Yeah, look how fun that is. Like,
We
how do
like
you
to
not
go
look
up
at
to
that
grandma
with a
and
big smile?
grandpa's. Yeah, and they like to build caverns with dad. So
Yeah, look how great
yeah,
that is.
lots
But
of
see, there's
great memories
even,
out
there
there.
was so many smiles in those pictures. You
Yes.
know, you see it in their eyes, it's in their face, and it naturally, see, our brain will look at those. Okay, like our eyes see them, it has
Yeah.
to go in and it's calculating, it's navigating information there, and it sends information down to our body. Our body likes smile. It likes a smile
Okay.
all the way up into the eyes. You know how, like,
Uh-huh.
so even though we're like in mask wearing everywhere you go, you
Yes.
can totally see when someone's
You can
smiling
still see
versus when
people
they're not.
smiling. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
love
real
that.
thing.
Yeah, I yesterday I was just thinking about this while you're talking about the seasons, that the world does turn and it moves around the sun. And my son asked me yesterday what my favorite season was. And I'm like, honestly, I'm just happy that I have seasons. Like, I love the warmth and I love being outside during the summer, but I don't love it getting up above 100 for like 5 months in a row. Like,
Right.
I like the time that I have to be cold and to have those winter activities, and even like the fall and the spring. Like, it's good to have changes, I feel like. And so that's what I told him. I'm like, I don't really have a favorite. I like whatever one we're going into next, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm with you. I have favorites in every season,
Yeah.
and but that also takes a good practice, a very negative focused brain, which when I say that, I don't mean that just people choose to be negative. Like some
Yeah.
people's wiring, that area of their brain was wired to be more active than other. We would normally call these people like pessimists, right?
Yes.
But and we need them. We need them. They help us optimists stay grounded
Yes.
and reasonable. So we're a
We're
good
not
blend.
floating up here.
Right. But unfortunately, they're because of that wiring, their brain is more apt to identify the negative. Okay.
Okay.
It's just a real thing that happens in their brains. So they have to, on purpose, go seek these positive things where they're like literally having to go and create positivity. And so somebody with that kind of brain might look at the next season as, oh, here it comes, and here's all the bad things about it, and here's the things that drive me crazy. But the challenge here is to lift and intensify our joy in our life. We on
Okay.
purpose go, yeah, like those things do, like they're kind of a bummer in that. Like I don't love the freezing cold and I don't like scraping my windows and the slippery
Shuffling.
roads. Like those are a bummer through the winter, but snow caves are so fun. And we made an amazing snowman yesterday in
Oh, fun.
October because the snow was perfect for packing. And of course, the snowman only lasted like 3 minutes because I have two big dogs that like tackled it to
Oh,
the
no.
ground.
I love that. Well,
But
that
all
was
that,
fun for those dogs.
that's right. And they really enjoyed that. I kind of wish I could have recorded that because I'm sure they had a blast.
Yes.
But, but yeah, it's on purpose seeking
Okay.
those moments of joy because
I
we
like
have
that.
to we have to turn our brain because the negativity it comes easy and free.
Yeah.
We have to
Yes.
seek joy
Yes.
on purpose.
Yes. I like that. So Michelle says that hot chocolate is fun after being cold. I completely agree.
For
We
sure.
are very much hot cider drinkers in this household. So I just bought ours at Costco. So I'm very happy about that.
Nice. Nice. And Michelle, thank you for bringing up hot chocolate. Again, that's another thing that I know this probably sounds silly, but it is a real thing. So we go engage in the cold, we have that experience. And then if you look, you'll have to look back at all of my other videos that we've talked about with connection. So we come in, we've had that experience together, then we come in together in the warmth, and then we're putting that sweet drink with that. That is flooding our body with those bonding chemicals. The oxytocin is just going to be flooding through our
Yes.
body, and that is a natural antidepressant. So
Okay.
on purpose, seeking those activities where we're together, we're laughing, we're playing, and then you add some substance into that. It does not have to be a super fatty, high calorie, whatever. I mean, it's always fun when it's a fun little treat, a sweet treat or whatever, and that's great.
Yeah.
But that connection time of having that need getting met, the joyful experience, it really, really deepens bonds.
I love that. Well, and it's the 5 senses. You're trying to engage as many as possible
Exactly.
and reminding them, your family, of those 5.
Right.
Oh, I love this from Michelle. I guess that's why people bake a lot during the winter, because it feels good / it's meeting that need.
For sure it does. For sure it does. And if we can link that baking to positive experience, bring people into the baking, bring your kids into the baking experience,
Yeah.
then you, like you said, 5 senses, the more senses involved, the stronger the memory becomes.
I love that.
Okay. And smell is the most powerful memory recaller.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so like if you're like months down the road and you smell the hot cocoa or the cider, your brain is going to open up the memory pathways of this time and this time and this time and this
Oh, that's
time
cool. Yeah, I
that
like
it had that experience. So those smells can be so pertinent and powerful to this linking process I'm talking about
Yeah.
today.
Oh, that's cool. I love that. And I love that you've brought up before in other videos, but you have in this one, that reminding and pointing it out and making those connections on purpose.
Right.
My son lately has been like, you never let us have fun. And I've realized that lately I haven't been reminding him, like, oh, well, isn't this fun? We're doing this. Or, you know what I mean? And so I've got to start doing that again, is bringing up those fun times that we've had together, so that I can tell he's naturally maybe a little pessimistic. And so I do need to pull
Yeah,
those
so it's
back
going to
in
take
again.
some brain training, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so good for us. It's so easy to slide into a rut, and a lot of people
Yeah.
do during the winter months. It's usually when we kind of hunker in, we just get work done,
Yes.
and just have that routine. You're doing the day after day, school, work, routine. And so we'll just slide in kind of this monotonous numbness
I can see
through
that.
that.
Numbness.
And sure, that has its place, but our body likes that little zing and it likes depth, right? Most of us seek
Yes.
depth in our
Yes.
life, and that comes from on purpose seeking those moments.
I like that. I like that depth, pointing that out. And the zing definitely comes from not being in that routine and trying to get school done, and then homework, and then the sports and the practice. And so, yeah, I love that. I love that. Awesome. Any other tips for the winter month for us? I know some people are in the summer during these months that we're going.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I had to bring it. Depends on where you are.
Yes.
If you live where I'm going to come vacation, this might already be your deal, but then come visit me in the winter or in your winter and my summer. But make sure, and I know I tout this all over the place. I don't know how much I've done it super in the videos and stuff, but how you eat is how you feel.
Oh, okay.
And eat bright,
Right.
eat
I like that.
eat fun, eat light. Okay, winter is heavy. And we get into Christmas, we get in, to Thanksgiving, we get into lots of fun foods, and those foods are fun and they can help in the process of creating fun memories. But balancing that with really light and nutritious foods can keep that energy flowing up. That is really key. Keep those bright, fun colors flowing into your food, and that will literally help lift your mood through that.
Awesome. So I want to hear from the people watching. What bright foods do you guys eat?
Yeah.
I need some ideas.
Yeah. I'm a super fan of, like, through the summer when those kinds of things are more available, like if we do a
Yes.
garden or when they're more in season, then you get them and break them down into bags and things. So that's going to be dumped into your
Okay.
smoothie or tossed
Okay.
onto a salad or into a casserole or something.
Yeah.
So just have them
Okay.
prepped in there so that you can recall them. So it's going to be super fun, bright things like blueberries and
Okay.
raspberries, super bright, pungent
Yes.
colors. Get your greens in there,
Yeah.
in any way,
And
even
like
if you just have to smoothie them.
butternut squash is orange, right? That's probably good
Yes,
for like soups and yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
All your squash. This is totally like pumpkin and squash season. Get those
Right.
soups built, load them with bright vegetables, throw your
Okay.
peas in there, your green beans in there, get that rainbow going on in there.
Yeah.
So we,
Awesome.
we probably should do a whole mental health nugget on food because
That would be cool.
there
Yeah,
is
there we go. We'll add that to the
so
list.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Um, sorry, my daughter just got home and my dog got excited. Awesome. Well, okay, so I've heard about sun and light. Is that an effect? Like, does that affect it? Like here at my house, I did end up buying. Let's see if I can find it fast. Like a bright light,
Uh-huh.
UV light, and then I've heard people. It's cold here, so I can't really go outside. But I've heard a lot of people still try to get their outside time. Is that
Yeah,
also going to affect it? Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely. Your brain needs to see those light waves. Okay. It is partly what helps trigger the body chemistry to be awake and energetic. So we need to see the sun. And, we get vitamin D from the sun, but if we really are going to get larger packs of vitamin D through nutrient rich foods, okay, so like, but vitamin D can be a factor. But what I have felt has been more impactful on that mood is really just the light waves in general. So our eyes need to see that sun. No, you're not going to go stare at the sun. It doesn't work that way. But that you're going to be out when you can, even if you can't, it's freezing, go sit in your car, go eat. Like if you work, eat your lunch in your car out there in the sun.
Oh,
If you
that's a
can
great
get
tip. I like that.
if you can get yourself exposed to blue and green waves, okay, our brain
Okay.
is calmed by those waves. Now, of course, we can like paint our rooms and stuff like that, but there's no replacement for a beautiful blue sky,
Okay. I
the
like
green
that.
of trees. So if you're around
Yes.
where pine trees are and different things like that, so just take in and soak in those moments. Don't just glance over the sky. Really engage the sky for a minute and go, like, it was so snowy yesterday,
Beautiful
but
blue.
it's so bright blue today and clean.
Yes.
So look at the sky and really like let that blue soak into your eyes.
I love that. And
Just
then
honestly just go
plants
sit for those
inside.
colors.
Does that help with the green, like having plants inside?
Absolutely. Having your
Okay.
house plants, Christmas trees are fun.
Yes.
Bringing some of that in,
Okay.
the bright fun colors that come in the holidays, engage those colors. But again,
Yeah.
there's no real replacement for natural.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So we did have a question come in about food. David asked, why is protein important during the winter? What does protein do for the brain?
Okay. Well, I would love to tell you all of the main details of what protein does for the brain, but
Yeah.
what I
Give us a
do
quick
know,
rundown.
well, and I don't know it all, but what I do know, I will share with you that protein is really, really key in the building blocks of neurotransmitters. Okay. It's going to
Okay.
give us long-term sustained energy draw compared to like a simple carb. Okay,
Okay.
if we're low on proteins in general, somebody who's low on proteins in general does not produce enough nutrients to make neurotransmitters for the brain to function.
Okay.
And so, like when I've worked with people who are vegan or vegetarian, we have to really work on getting more like good complex proteins
Yes.
because if they come in and they're depressed and they're vegan, it's not that they can't be, we just have to be super mindful about how to
Yeah.
build those proteins in there. And so I love his comment here and recognizing because the protein and certain types of proteins. And this is where I don't have all of the detail. There's a lot of information out there that you can look up, but find it from good sources. But those certain proteins are literally what helps, some of what helps the building blocks of our brain to actually have synaptic firing, to have thought process, problem solving, navigating our day. And if that's sluggish and slow and not having what it needs, then we just feel low and sleepy and, foggy. Like we get really foggy.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like we need to have a mental health nugget on food. Or at least look it up.
I could do like 1,000 mental health nuggets on food. So
I bet. Maybe do mini ones.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. We can start with a mini one for sure.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy. We really appreciate you coming and doing these every month with us. Okay, so continue to ask your questions. Let us know what else you would like us to talk about, and we'll see you guys next month.
Thanks, everyone.